It was 20 years ago this week. The Cedar Fire raced through our county, killing 15 people and destroying thousands of homes. I had only been working in San Diego for 3 weeks when it broke out. I was still getting familiar with the county, and I had never covered any kind of natural disaster in the field before. As it turned out, I was our first reporter on air that day, basically a San Diego rookie. Fortunately, I was paired up with an incredible veteran photographer.
Carlo, tell us where you are.
I'm in Eucalyptus Hills, Beth, just above the 67. It's an eerie scene here.
I hit the air a little after 8 in the morning on October 26, 2003.
This home we came up on just about an hour ago. It was just starting to burn, and as you can see, there isn't much left here.
There was already a horrific trail of destruction, with homes burned to the ground all around. But I did find some hope, with a few people fighting to save other homes.
When you got here, how close were the flames? Were they already here?
Everywhere. Just everywhere. Everything over here. I'm surprised that house is still there.
The next stop was Blossom Valley.
Wind's blowing me out. I can't hear you clearly, but all I can say is it's very windy here.
Turbocharged winds pushed flames up hills with frightening speed. Homes were consumed in minutes, and we found a man who rushed to the area just to check in on his customers in the neighborhood to see if they needed help.
She wasn't home, so I came here to help people that were trying to save this house. And I was here for about 2 to 2.5 minutes, and the 60 to 80 foot flames just overtook us, and we just ran.
Fire damage was random, with homes turned to cinder yards away from others unscathed. And the firestorm wasn't just destroying homes, it was shattering lives.
And this house is where all the church groups come, the teachers' parties, every birthday party. We've had 6 weddings here. It's just everybody's house.
What you saw on camera was devastating. What I saw behind it taught me all about commitment to the job. So what do you remember most about what Ben was asking you to do that day? What was important to him?
He really wanted to make sure that his family was safe, his dogs were safe.
This is Ben Cutshall. His late father, Ben, was the photographer I worked with that day.
It looked a moment ago like it was going to engulf that gazebo that photographer Ben Cutshall's focusing in on there.
A 4-decade KFMB veteran at that point, he had seen it all. Ben's body and mind were with me in the East County, covering the fire so that San Diegans could see and understand for themselves exactly what was happening. But his heart was here in Scripps Ranch, the neighborhood that he called home. Ben's wife, Donna, and the dogs were safe and ready to move out if the fire got too close. Ben would call her between our live shots to check in repeatedly throughout that day. Fortunately, his son Gavin lived close by and was ready to help, understanding Ben's commitment to the job at hand.
There was always a sense of pride in me in whatever I could do to support what he was doing. What he was doing was not only important to him as a person, but it was important especially to what was going on here.
Ben's home was spared, and we kept reporting, and he kept teaching.
Fire is just moving so rapidly. Those flames were just over a lip of a hill just moments ago, about 40 seconds ago.
Lessons like keeping the news van pointed to safety and running in these situations. A UT photographer showed us an image of how close flames came to us.
We were getting ready for a live shot in a matter of 2 minutes. It had covered those 75 yards, and we had to bug out of there quickly.
This would be, to that point, the most intense coverage I would ever be involved in. An accelerated apprenticeship that ended in El Cajon, about 17 hours after it started, with the fire still raging and no end in sight.
But as you can see on the ridge behind me, the flames do appear to be picking up a little bit. That could push the flames over the hill into more residential areas, Michael, and it's just a wait we're going to have to sit through the night to see what happens and where we start the battle in the morning.
Is that just the memories come flooding back? I know that was a jam-packed day and night, and then the next week for you, but is there one particular moment that still sticks in your mind to this day?
You know, really the whole thing with Ben does stick out because I was all over the place. I was trying to figure out what I was doing, and he could teach me, he can compartmentalize and get on the phone, and he was calling his wife, telling her, okay, you need to get these papers, make sure they're ready to go. Just that was what I carried with me from it. There were so many things that day, so many different people. The home with the woman who was talking about, they lost so much. It was a gathering place. They had a dozen classic rare cars that got burned to the ground, but she cared about the fact that it was a place lost for people. And so much humanity that day, so much loss.
Yeah, there really was. And to stick with the heroes and focus on them, and Ben was certainly one of them that day.
Yeah, we lost Ben in 2009 to cancer, unfortunately, so we still think about him.
Absolutely, every day.